Good afternoon and welcome to the SCG. We have a big match today between the Sydney Swans at home to the Adelaide Crows. Fourth take on 13 in a match that has vital connotations for the end of the season. Good afternoon, Jared Healy.
Good afternoon, Dermot. Yes, it's a fine day here, but a very windy day. And we see both sides coming onto the ground. And as you say, I think there are some big implications from the result. Obviously, Adelaide looking to maintain their spot in the top four. And, well, Paul Roos, he needs some wins to make sure that he gets appointed for next year.
Absolutely. And Gary Ayres needs all the wins he can get into the top four position for the club and hopefully get a home final. But hopefully this is not a sign of things to come for the Adelaide Crows. And the cheer squad there in a shambles as the wind just tore apart their banner before the boys had a chance to go through it.
Yeah, it was bad luck for the cheer squad. They've come a long way, put a lot of energy into it. But let's, as you say, Dermot, let's hope for the Adelaide Crows it's not a sign of things to come, because it's a very mobile-looking outfit that the Sydney Swans have got. They're going to have to be on their mettle, the Crows.
Well, the Adelaide Crows want to shore up that top four position for the home final, Jared. And, well, there's 7 points adrift in terms of percentage now after Collingwood had that massive banging up of Carlton on Friday night. But a chance to go level on games today.
They have, but they've got the West Coast breathing heavily down their neck as we have a look at the Swans and McPherson back in the side today. He'd be pretty keen to make a statement, because with a new coach and the season coming to an end, contracts will be looked at, etc. He along with Mott have been the two changes that they have made, Brockman and Buchanan going out. But down the middle, they've got some talents, some old with Dunkley and some new with Stevens.
Absolutely. Stevens at half forward. He is a talent, but at full forward, this man has turned it around. He looks like he's actually, well, stepped up a little bit more than we'd know he's capable of under Paul Roos.
I think along with Adam Goods, he has been, I guess, the main player that has shown a real turnaround in his form. Paul Williams looking to go back-to-back with best and fairest, but O'Loughlin is a very talented player, as we know. He's got exquisite skills, but he's still yet to make that move right up into the top echelon of players, and I think under Paul Roos we've shown just what extra gears he has got to give. And put your hands up, Mick, get excited, and when he's kicking goals, that's what the crowd respond with. Absolutely,
there he is on screen. Such a difficult matchup too, 6'2" in the old language, 188 centimetres, yet adept on the ground. Also, speaking of adept on the ground, this bloke is, well, if he's on, Andy McLeod, he's as tough a matchup in the league. And Clark, their big Clark, saw him on the bag practicing before the game in the warm-up for the ruck tap-outs, and he bit the dirt. The bag beat him on one occasion. But
he's wrong for the Crows.
He is a handy player. There's their team up on screen now. And look, no changes. They're pretty happy with what they did last week.
And they should be. It was a great victory. As we know, it was a victory that came from Mark Rasciuto's boot. Bigland's also doing really well, Dermot, one of the more improved players. But Mark Rasciuto's performance last week was a sterling one as leader. 2 goals in the first quarter down at Skills Stadium up against a pretty highly rated side, and they really struggled with the chemistry up forward. They pushed Rasciuto one out into the goal square. He responded with 3 last quarter goals to get him across the line.
I was so impressed with Mark Rasciuto last week. He won the game for them in the last quarter, but early on, if you actually looked right into the way he played, he was double handling the ball. His hand work actually left him, and I thought, oh, he's going to fumble a bit here. He did, and he still had enough presence and imposed himself on the game that he just took the game by the throat and won it.
He's going to be an important player again with such a windy conditions. It's going to be difficult for the tall players.
There's those hands.
There's those hands. You've picked it up in one. So his performance at ground level is going to be important, and that's the beauty of their midfield. They can dominate the middle and they can go forward, and Andrew McLeod and Tyson Edwards, who